what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a quick trade breakdown. I'm not going to keep this video too long and provide a long intro. If you guys know who I am, I go by AYN Trades. I am a funded trader, max allocated with FTMO and Top Step. I have multiple 20K, 15K month payouts with FTMO. If you can check it out on my Instagram, you are welcome to do so. But I don't want to keep this video long. I'm going to show you how every day you can make about $500 with a small FTMO account. You don't need a large 200K account. You can do this with 100K funded, whatever it is. This video, I'm going to show you a trade that I took today on NASDAQ. It's going to be a very simple breakdown, so I don't want to waste too much of your time. Let's just get straight into the charts. All right, guys. So the reason I'm making this video is because I wanted to risk very little amount of money today to make as much money possible. And you're going to see that in both of these trades. You can see one was a stop out. I'm going to put up a screen recording or a screenshot, whatever it is, of the account. It's a 200K funded FTMO account. If you guys want to see my funded proof, I have a whole separate video where I show my entire funded dashboard, my login, my verification, and my valuation, whatever it is you guys want to see, payouts. I have a whole separate video for that, but I'm still going to pull up a screenshot here, and you're going to see a $40 loss. Yeah, basically break even. A $40 loss. I was risking $100 here to make about $1,300. This is the reason why I want to make this video. Even though I only made $500, I was risking very little amount of money. And at one point, I was risking $100 to make $1,300. And at this, unfortunately, I was being very greedy. Okay, I'm gonna be very honest today. September 30th, 2025, I was being very greedy because I was really trying to hit this trade. I mean, at one point I was up about I think $800, $900, $10, yeah, almost $1,000, but I was aiming for these lows right here, this low right here. I wanted to really see it get taken out. That's why I wasn't holding this trade. Sorry, that's why I was holding this trade, and I got stopped out for almost break even, $40. But the next trade is what I really want to focus on, because as you can see, we hit a banger. Like, this ran at the end of day on Tuesday today, all the way to these imbalances that I was targeting. Right? And that's a trade that I want to break down, and you can make so much money without risking that much money. Okay, I risked a lot more here than I did on this trade, but I'm going to explain it for you guys. So if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, we see that today that 4-hour candle closed around 2 p.m. very bullish. Okay, that 4-hour candle held support right here. Do you see it held support right here? We inversed this imbalance, and as we can see, even though we had a minor correction, we were still holding these lows. Right, these blue lines that you see, that's on the daily time frame, it looks very bullish. NASDAQ looks very bullish. We see these holding this gap. I'll draw it out so you can really see. Look at that. I'm gonna highlight it, something else. See, we're holding these imbalances really well. The daily imbalance right here, strong close, and this one especially, the last fair value gap or imbalance, whatever you guys want to call it. We held this pretty well, and we had 3 consecutive days of green bullishness. So today I was looking for longs towards the end of the day at least. So when the day started, I'll tell you exactly what I was looking. So on the 5-minute, this is where I took that trade. The first trade. So we're rejecting that midnight opening price after we clearly broke the uptrend that we saw after tapping in to a higher time frame 4-hour imbalance. I believe it was a very small imbalance. Yep, right here. It's that gap right there. So after seeing that, I wanted to see a slight sell-off, which we did. We tapped that perfectly and we broke structure. So that selling pressure was there after Monday. We saw that very nice sell-off on Monday. And then we clearly broke structure here. This was a given. So we're making lower lows. And today, every pop back into premium, I wanted to sell it. And now we got that nice leg here after we were respecting this fair value gap. This is where I took my short that you saw ended up being a loser only because I was greedy, and this should have been the target, but I wanted to hold much longer, much longer. And I got stopped out right here. But where I entered back in was, if you see the level, it was this inverse imbalance that I wanted to hold. And I got into longs right here. And I was targeting this imbalance right here that we can trade into and possibly sell off, which we are right now. But if you look at the screenshot I provided, I top ticked it because I knew that these imbalances are way too strong. As soon as we come into these levels, we're going to be met with sellers over here, and they have limits. This was such a massive sell-off. This is institutional selling. So when we drive up into these prices, it's to fill their orders so they can drive prices lower. And I knew that I have to get out of this trade very premium. So I had my stop loss at these lows for about a 1 to 7. If I can pinpoint exactly where I got in, I believe it was around here at this 5-minute inverse. When we tapped in and we saw this green candle, I believe that's where I got in. If you can check back the screenshots, you will see. But we went into some drawdown, but we took it back all and we just followed the trade. Literally, it was that simple. And we got off top tick. If you look, I think it was 24,908 that I got out. So it's basically exactly at the top that we got out for. And that end of day rally, respecting that 4-hour imbalance, that inverse that I pointed out prior. Not only that, we're also in line with a very recent 4-hour we were also respecting. After that 10 a.m. close, we saw some very nice buying from these levels. So that's pretty much it. You know, if I held that first trade, it would have been a massive $2,000 day off a 200K account. Like that's pretty impressive. You know, you're getting 1%. But this $500 trade, I really wanted to point out because you don't have to be risking that much money. You don't have to be full porting to catch these moves, and you can have a wide stop loss and still be okay with, as long as you have your TP set the same amount. So 1-to-1 risk to reward. You know, you ask any profitable traders, professional traders, these risk to reward ratios, they can carry you. You don't need 1-to-5 risk to reward. You're not going to hit those every day. With this one, we almost hit a 1-to-13, but that was, I got greedy. Okay, I can be honest. I really wanted to see these lows get taken out because there was a 1-hour imbalance, 15-minute imbalance right here that we still haven't tapped into. So I just really wanted those levels to see, you know, how long I can hold this trade, because I was only risking, you saw the loss was $40. So I didn't mind that much. but we hit a nice trade towards the end of the day, which revived the trading day. Not too big of a trading day, but I still wanted to show what's possible, you know. But that's pretty much it for the trade recap. If you guys want more, I post some of these signals like, oh, I'm in buys, NASDAQ buys on my Instagram or on my TikTok. You can follow me there and see a more personal side. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make these trade breakdowns more. I see a lot of requests on my Instagram, on TikTok, just share what exactly made you get into the trade that I called out or whatever. So here's one of them. I hope you guys enjoyed, especially learned something. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna be posting a lot more of these. Thank you for watching.